story, The Demon's Journey from Light to Darkness. Part 1, the beginning, the fallen angel. Long ago, before the first shadows, the universe was a place of pure light. It was a time when angels, beings of unimaginable power, were created to bring light to the entire cosmos. Among them was a being named Lux. Lux wasn't just any angel, he was the embodiment of light itself. Every step he took illuminated the universe, and his words echoed like sacred music. But Lux wasn't happy. The rules, the eternal duties, he grew tired of the confines that bound him. The light felt like a cage. Lux wanted freedom, real freedom. And as he gazed into the dark void beyond the light, something stirred within him. The darkness was mysterious, unknown, and it called to him in a way nothing ever had before. As time passed, Lux's heart began to change. The more he longed for independence, the more he resented his place. The power of the darkness pulled at him, and he couldn't resist. Lux decided to rise up against his fellow angels, to challenge the Creator itself. He no longer wanted to be a servant of the light. He wanted to rule. That night, Lux led a rebellion, a violent uprising against the heavens. The battle between light and darkness raged on, a storm of chaos and destruction. In the end, Lux and his followers were cast down into the void. The light of the heavens was lost to them forever. And so, Lux became Lucifer, the light bearer, the fallen angel no longer bound by the laws of the Creator. Part 2, the birth of the demons. From light to shadow, Lucifer's fall didn't end with his own transformation. As he descended into darkness, the other angels who had followed him also became corrupted. Their wings were torn, their bodies twisted, and they were reborn as demons, creatures of pure malevolence. The once brilliant beings now became the rulers of the underworld. They weren't just monsters. They were the embodiment of everything that could corrupt and destroy. They were fear, temptation, and regret made flesh. Lucifer, now the ruler of this twisted realm, began to create even more demons, spreading his dark influence across the universe. His reign was absolute. He was no longer an angel, but something far worse, a being of darkness, a harbinger of despair. And he wasn't content with just ruling his kingdom in the void. No, Lucifer wanted to bring the darkness to earth, to make humans his new subjects. His demons would torment their minds, plant seeds of fear, and drag them into the same abyss that had consumed him. The world was about to feel the weight of the darkness. Part 3, temptation and corruption. In a small, peaceful town far removed from the horrors of the world, the people lived quiet lives. They had no idea of the looming darkness, no understanding that Lucifer's influence was creeping closer. Then, one stormy night, a stranger arrived. A man cloaked in black, his face hidden in shadow, appeared as if summoned by the storm itself. The townspeople didn't know him, but they felt an immediate unease. Something about him was wrong. He said nothing at first, but when he spoke, his words were smooth, enticing. What if I could give you more? Power beyond your wildest dreams, a life without limits. All I ask in return is a price. He didn't promise wealth or fame, he promised power, the kind of power that could change everything. And to those weak in spirit, hungry for more, it was an irresistible offer. One by one, the people of the town fell under his spell. Their desire for more took over, and they accepted the deal. But in doing so, they forfeited their souls. They became something else, twisted, dark versions of themselves. They became demons, bound to Lucifer's will. Part 4, the battle between light and darkness. Not everyone in the town was so easily swayed. A small group of young people, led by a man named Thomas, refused to give in to the darkness. They saw what was happening around them, friends and family becoming something else, and they couldn't just sit by. They sought out the town's old priest, a man who had lived through the stories of the past. The priest was old, and he had long abandoned his faith, but the memories of the battle between light and darkness were still fresh in his mind. The demons you face, the priest told them, are born from the same rebellion that Lucifer started. He was once like you, pure, bright, but he gave in to temptation, and now he is the ruler of the shadows. His demons are not just creatures, they are the embodiment of fear, greed, and regret. To fight them, you must do more than battle with strength. You must fight with courage, you must fight with love, and you must be willing to sacrifice everything. The group of young heroes, now armed with knowledge and resolve, ventured into the forest where the demons had taken root. The shadows in the woods were thick with evil, and every step they took seemed to draw them deeper into the nightmare. But they didn't turn back. They knew they had no choice but to face the darkness. Part 5, the final battle and sacrifice. The battle that followed was brutal. The demons were strong, too strong. They tore through the group, one by one, testing their will, their resolve. But the heroes pressed on, fighting not for power or glory, but for the people they loved. They fought for the town, for their homes, for the very light that was being stolen from them. In the final moments of the battle, as the darkness seemed overwhelming, one of the heroes, Mia, made the ultimate sacrifice. Knowing that only by severing the link between Lucifer and the world could they truly defeat him, Mia stepped forward, facing Lucifer himself. With a final act of bravery, Mia plunged a sacred blade into the heart of the darkness. The ground shook as Lucifer's power began to crumble. The demons vanished into the ether, their hold over the town broken forever. The town was saved, but the cost was high. Mia was gone. Her sacrifice would never be forgotten, and her name would live on as a symbol of light, of hope, courage, and the power of selfless love.